Hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? This is your friend Moonis Ali. And type live in the comments if you can hear me and if you can see me properly. And if you're watching the recording of this session, make sure to type recording in the comments. So let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me properly. I am waiting to, get the confirmation from you guys so that I can start the Q&A session today. And I am really excited for today's session. uh, you guys actually posted a lot of questions, on different platforms. Like, I received many emails from you guys, and I even got a lot of, requests, a lot of questions on my Instagram account, which is fun. So I got a lot of questions, a lot of requests from you guys, and I am going to, start the session in like next 2 3 minutes. So let me know in the comments if you can see me properly and if you can hear me. Meanwhile, I'm going to enjoy the Red Bull. All right, so I've got a bunch of questions over here lined up, for you guys. And even if you are having any question for me, make sure to type it here in the comments so that I can address them in this session. And I really like doing these Q&As, and I am actually planning to do this thing like maybe weekly till the time I have available on Saturdays. So that's actually my idea. Hi Preetham, how are you? Hi Jayant. Uh, Cool, cool, cool. So I like we have few people live over here, and rest can actually enjoy the recording. Sorry. All right. So I'm gonna start taking questions now. So if you're having any questions for me, make sure to post them in the comments. Meanwhile, I'm gonna start taking some questions. All right. So what's the first one? So Sagar says, "Thank you so much, sir. I know you are always personally available. You are best mentor in following following you since last 2 years when I saw Amit Mishra's collab with you. Okay, yeah, it was a great collaboration between me and Amit, and I really loved that. And I got so much love from you guys that I cannot thank you enough for that. And if Amit, if you're watching this, thumbs up to this guy. Like, Amit is absolutely great. He is having a wonderful channel, and I'm actually very thankful to him that he actually introduced me to many of you guys. So yes, I actually enjoyed collaborating with Amit, and I'm really looking forward to collab with him. Maybe very soon in future. So whenever he'll give me the green signal, I'm up for it. All right. So the next question is over here. I am an audiologist, ear specialist. I am planning to set up my own clinic for that. We need to meet ENT doctors. My question is, give me some tips how to approach the new doctors, and also okay, or also approach how to approach the new hi-fi patients, how to make a strong bond with them, and what to keep them happy all the time. So brother, first thing which you need is you need a proper website. Make sure that your website is very powerful. It doesn't matter which business you are in. If you're planning to launch any business, make sure to have a very solid website. Make sure to have some reviews, some honest reviews on your website, and then start running some ads, maybe on Facebook or maybe on Google. But make sure that you are actually making people aware about yourself, about your brand, and that this is the service which you are providing. Because if it does not matter, even if you are having a Taj Mahal with you, if you are not marketing it properly, nobody will get to know about it. So make sure to market it properly, and make sure to have a solid looking website. All right, so the next question, it's okay. So this one says, "Sir, can you make a complete video on Google Ads for international dropshipping because of our low budget?" So number one, buddy, Google Ads are not cheap. Google Ads are not cheap. So if somebody has actually told you that Google Ads are very cheap and you should go for Google Ads, then let me clear it up for you. Google Ads are not cheap. They are also very expensive. In fact, I think they are more expensive than Facebook ads. So with Facebook ads, you can get some very cheap clicks and very cheap audiences. but with Google ads you will actually end up spending a lot of money. That is my personal opinion. I might be wrong, because there must be some Google pros who must be getting really cheap clicks and cheap purchases. But with my experience, what I can tell you is even Google ads are not very cheap, so you do have to invest a lot of budget in them as well. And bro, it's a serious business you are running. If you are running a drop shipping business, then you cannot just look for only for, like, cheap tricks and cheap methods. You have to expand your horizon. You need to take the risk. That is the only way you can learn. All right, so Atish says, "Hey Moonis, what should I consider before starting an only prepaid Indian e-com store?" Well, that is a very good question. That is a very good question. So, you know what? Like during this, post-lockdown period, what I have been doing is I am running one store that is purely, like, prepaid. So the things which I have done is, things which I used to do in the US market, in the international dropshipping store. So what I have done is, uh, I have, like, made some really cool offers for my customers so that they can convert. I am providing them free shipping, okay, so that there shouldn't be any reason for them to not buy from me. Then I am also, like, I have added some abundant cart emails. It's a proper sequence for abundant carts, and then I am also using some SMS service. I don't remember the name of the app, because now, once, like, you are running a prepaid only store, then it's all about your branding and how you can actually increase the number of conversions. Don't get disheartened when you get a lot of traffic but very low sales, because see, Indian traffic is very cheap, and but they are used to of cash on delivery system. So if you are building a prepaid only store, so don't get disheartened if you do not get a lot of sales in the beginning. But trust me, like, it will actually be very profitable. What I have done is I was already having a lot of inventory with me. So what I have done is I am actually selling it with a prepaid only store, and trust me, like, I am very profitable. And the best part with prepaid only stores is that you just have to look for the ROS of 2, just like we used to do for in the international market. So even if we are getting the ROS of 2, we are always profitable because there are zero returns. And make sure to make your store look like a branded store, buddy. Okay, so Rohit says getting too much NDR and RTO even after call verification. Please suggest and help how to reduce and which is best shipping partner. Rohit, actually, your shipping partner plays a very important role in this thing. Your shipping partner actually plays a very important role in the returns. So make sure that you're working with the right shipping partner. I am using Nimbus Post. Plus, these days I am also, like, kind of monitoring the shipping, because what I have noticed is, like, even in the prepaid orders, some delivery guys really mess it up. Like, I was getting returns even in the prepaid orders, and that was surely because of the unprofessional attitude of the delivery guys. So what I have done is I am taking some regular follow up. My team is taking some regular follow ups. Uh, they are actually monitoring the complete delivery. And these days, with there is one thing which is very cool with Nimbus Post, which they have recently introduced, or maybe I have started using it recently, is the IVR calling. So what we are doing is, for all the NDRs, we are actually calling from the Nimbus Post IVR system. So what happens is that the call gets recorded. So because the call is getting recorded, then it's very easy for us to prove this thing, that this is the actual reason, and this is what my customer wants. Because recently what happened is, a delivery guy went to my customer's house at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. So that is the reason why he rejected the order. Obviously, why would he accept an order at such early morning? So you need to make sure that you are able to track the complete delivery system. And yes, try to do the verification, the order verification, within the first 1 hour, instead of waiting for the whole day. make sure like within like 1 hour of the order, when the order comes to your store, make sure to give a confirmation call in the first 1 hour itself. So it all it actually reduces a lot of returns, because usually what happens in India is people forget after ordering because they are not paying anything. So it's all COD, right? So they haven't paid you anything. That is the reason why they completely forget about it. And try to ship the item within 24 hours. Work like Amazon. Like, look at their culture, learn from them. This is how I am handling my business. I'm trying to learn from the big ones, from Amazon, from Flipkart, and this is what they do. They try to ship the order as soon as possible, right? So that is what I am doing. Okay, so Jen said, I don't have a specific question. In general, starting out now in ecom, I hope I am not late. Definitely, Jen, definitely. One of my current student, his name is Karan. So we actually started like last week. So in like on his third day, he is able to hit more than 50,000 rupees on his third day. So I really think that you are not late. You don't have to worry about this thing that maybe I am late, maybe this is not the right time, maybe this or that. Forget all the excuses. If you want to start your e-com store, this is the time. Okay, looking at the current situation, what do you suggest? Dropshipping, POD, or Indian e-com? Cool. So what I would suggest is go for, if you're working in an international store, like if you want to sell in the international market, then go for print on demand, because these days there are some really cool companies who are able to deliver the order in like 5 to 7 days in US. And if you're planning to go for like the Indian market, then yeah, you can go for the Indian dropshipping model, and it's working absolutely fine. So this is what I would suggest at present. All right, so Rohan says getting too much NDR, even fake NDR, and RTO even after call verification. Please suggest and help how to reduce. I just spoke on the same topic, bro. So make sure to track the complete delivery system, and make sure to record all the calls, because these days these delivery guys are actually messing it up, and at the end it's us who face all the losses. So make sure to track everything and record all the calls so that you can claim this thing, because even my prepaid orders got returned back, and that is when I was able to understand that there is absolutely something wrong with the delivery guys. So that is something which actually happened with me. So make sure to track everything. Hey, Mr. Moonis, how can I use MeShow app with my shop in India? Hi, Mr. Charles. So what you can do is, you can, like, once you get an order from your customer, you can place an order on MeShow app, and then get it shipped to your house. And once, like, you are ready, like once you get the order, once you receive the item, then you can ship it back to your customer. So in that way, you will actually act as a middleman. It is kind of a drop shipping model, where again you are acting as a middleman and you are buying on behalf of your customer. Okay, hello friend, how are you, bro? Gotcha. This is the time. Yes, Jan, this is the time to start your business. This is the time to grow big. And I really believe that you are actually going to do really big. How to increase customer return ratio in Indian ecom? I believe you want to say that you want to decrease the customer return rate, right? All right. So in order to reduce the customer return rate, make sure to call your customer within the first hour, within 1 hour of his order, and then make sure to track the complete delivery system. I cannot emphasize enough on this point, because it's really important. And make sure to do these things. Tell me about your new paid group, please. Rizwan, I am not sure which paid group you're talking about, but like I have like three different plans. One is Ecommerce University, that is having its separate group. So everybody who has enrolled inside Ecommerce University, uh, he gets access to my exclusive group. It's kind of a support group for all the buyers. And then besides that, I'm having my one-on-one mentorship plans. So I'm not actually sure like which one exactly are you talking about, but these are the things which I'm doing these days. Which is best, Ship Rocket or Nimbus Post? Bro, Ship Rocket is shit rocket. Always go for Nimbus because Nimbus Post is way more professional. They are having proper customer support, and they are there for you. Like if you will raise any complaint, you can actually expect it to be resolved in within few hours instead of like waiting for days. Plus, their system don't just hangs like Ship Rocket where you have to redo everything. And one of the biggest problem, which has got resolved for me after using Nimbus Post is the weight discrepancy issue because this thing was a big pain in the ass for me. And thanks to Nimbus Post, I am actually able to, scale big now. I don't really have to worry much about the weight discrepancy issue. And this was something which was, very frustrating with Ship Rocket. Product research, Indian ecom only. Power Ad Spy is not having much Indian data. See, I think you are not like I don't think that you know how to use Power Ad Spy correctly. Maybe that is the reason why you're asking this question because I think that Power Ad Spy is a great tool, and if you know how to use it smartly, maybe you haven't tested it enough. But if you can test it properly, if you can maybe you can even mail their support team. I'm really sure that they will be there to help you out. So make sure to use all the categories of Power Ad Spy. And when we talk about the Indian market, then there is a very big thing which you guys always forget. Guys, we are living in India and we are selling in India. So why don't you go out, step out of your home and try to find some really cool items right around you? Because this is something which most Indian marketers don't even consider. That if you're selling in India, why don't you go out in the market and try to search for some items, some really cool items, and see if you can actually sell them because you always forget what's actually right around you. वो बोलते हैं ना बगल में बच्चा शहर में ढिंढोरा. So that is something which is happening with most of the marketers who are selling in India. They are not even considering the local market, and that is actually they are sitting on the gold mine, but they still do not realize this thing. And you should definitely go out and check out the local market, and just testing in India is very cheap. Why don't you just take some products and test them? Maybe like even if one of them actually worked for you, it can do wonders, right? How are you shipping your orders to US in current situation? Storing the inventory or shipping from US suppliers are lying about the shipping from US things. At present, I am just focusing on print on demand. Like I told you, like in the previous session, I don't know like whether you were there or not. But at present, I am focusing like for the international market. I am actually focusing more on print on demand. Return customer. I'm not sure what you're asking. Bro, you told that for testing products, don't order any inventory until 25 orders, right? But suppose I get 25 plus orders, then how I'll process the orders? As if I order inventory, then it will take 10 to 15 days to reach me, and then I need to ship. So, should I cancel those initial orders? Hey Pritam, I think you're confused. So the reason why I asked you to order the items after you cross the 25 sales is because I wanted to make sure, like I usually try to make sure that whether this product is a winner or not. Okay, so let's say like it took 1 or maybe 2 days or maybe 3 days in getting those 23 or 25 orders. Then you can simply ask your supplier, your vendor, to ship the orders to you. I really don't think that it takes 10 to 15 days for the item to reach you. Like for me, it just takes like maybe a day or two. Like if I order from Delhi or maybe Mumbai or Gujarat or any place in India, it really does not takes like more than 2 days for me to get the item. And once I get the item, I simply start processing. See, you might face some challenges in the first lot, but then things will be streamlined for you. So this is something just to play safe. But if you are having enough budget with you that you can actually take the risk of buying more inventory even without testing, then it's completely up to you. But for me, like, I always like to test first. It's okay to lose, 1,000 rupees instead of losing 10,000 rupees, right? I have experienced that it is quite easy to target and get sales in India using broad interests. Does the job. The same is harder for T1 countries. Please suggest some interest research method. Atish, I would recommend you to enroll inside Ecommerce University so that you can learn exactly how I target in the top 5 countries. So make sure to enroll inside Ecommerce University so that targeting could never be an issue for you. What are the other methods that other than Power Ads Spry for research in Indian ecom? I think I just discussed that. Okay, how to source and get white label herbal products or organic products? How do I source my own private label products? So the first question is whether you want to do it in India or maybe abroad. Because if you want to do it in India, then I think you need to get the stuff registered and maybe patent and all. But for the US market, see, I was just using one small trick. So the trick which I was using is since I was ordering in bulk, like I was ordering like maybe 3,000 to 5,000 units of the product, which was a winner for me in every single week. So I simply asked my Chinese vendor that I need it in my own packing instead of any other packing. So this was a small hack, small trick which I did. Other than that, I think you need to do some research because I haven't tried the exact, like, the complete white labeling thing so far. Can you tell us any reliable supplier to sell from Shopify platform? There are many. Like, if you want to go for the international market, then go for CJ Dropshipping or Zen Drop. These two are doing pretty good as of now. How to increase returning customer rate in Indian e-com? Well, that is a very good question, Sahil. So try to make sure that you are having a good customer support, because it's the customer support. And second thing, make sure to ship good quality products. Because now what happened with me, like today itself, the person who actually bought from me, I think a week back, he actually bought an item of just, I think, 500 or 600 rupees, and now he has actually made the purchase of 5,600 rupees today. It was a prepaid order for my store, from my store. So this is what happens. Like, if you are making sure that you are delivering on time, if you are making sure that you are delivering a quality product, you will definitely see some great customer returning rate. They will be coming to your store over and over again. They will love your store. They will recommend your store to their friends. Make sure to treat your store as a real store, as a brand, and make sure that you are actually providing some quality stuff. Okay. Next question is from Shweb. The question is, hey bro, why not get sales in FB ad? Shoaib, probably you're not, like, maybe you are new to it, or maybe you have not following the right system. There can be multiple reasons for not getting purchases on your Facebook ads, and I really have to go through it first before giving any particular answer. Is Magento a good option to make? Sorry, guys. All right. So, is Magento a good option to make a really branded website, as I have planned to sell the store in the future? I haven't tried Magento yet, but I think you can actually make a very good website using that as well. Like, I have seen some of my friends doing that. Besides that, like, why don't you build a Shopify store, and why don't you plan to sell that one? Because you can even sell a Shopify store. And to be honest with you, Shopify store actually sells way better than any other store. All right. So can we ship directly from MeShow? See, if it's a prepaid order, then yes, you can try shipping it directly to your customer. But if it's a COD order, then how do you plan on receiving the money? So it works for the prepaid orders, but for the postpaid, like, for the COD orders, no, it's not the right choice. In India, can you tell us any other supplier like we fulfill? Like we fulfill, like why don't you just go for we fulfill? Like, I think that is also a great platform. So why don't you directly go for we fulfill? After the TikTok ban, are you using any other traffic source or any Facebook? Okay, Facebook is banning accounts now, and then my ad cost has increased after TikTok ban. Cool. So, what I am doing is I am just running Facebook ads these days, and I don't think, you have to make sure that you're actually not using any sort of strong words in your ad copy and on your product page, because these days, yes, Facebook is banning a lot of accounts, but what I was able to understand, like after speaking to a Facebook rep, was that they usually ban the accounts when the people who are using those accounts are using some strong words like guarantee, reviews. Maybe they are like they are actually getting very serious with the advertising part. So make sure that you are actually following the Facebook guidelines. Other than that, you can, like Facebook being Facebook, like they are they always do some kind of stupid stuff. So yeah, but try to follow the rules correctly, and try not to use the strong words in your ad copy. Instead, what you can do is you can uh, you the in the ad copy you can actually write it as a third party, like um, I really love this t-shirt, and I actually gifted it, sorry, my husband loved this t-shirt, and I'm really looking forward to buy from you guys again. So if you're using this kind of ad copy, like my husband really loved the t-shirt which I bought from this store, and I'm really looking forward to buy it again, then what happens is you are not doing any sort of direct sales pitch. You are not using any sort of strong words, and this is actually something which the Facebook rep told me. So there are a few things, we the dropshippers, we do have the habit of using some really strong, some really catchy words in our ad copy, and it's kind of normal, because this is what used to work for us. But now you have to be very careful with the language which you're using. Okay, so the next question is, hi, thanks for talking about my previous question. Sir, may I know what is the ideal RTO and what is your average RTO? Buddy, usually, if it's around 20, I think it's good. My average is 17%. At present, it's absolutely zero because I am doing prepaid only. But my average is usually 17%. Most of my students are doing, like under 20% RTO, because they are following my system. So that is something which I would recommend. Amit Mishra, is it necessary to have GST number for Facebook ads initially? Initially, no, because when you create your ad account and when you add the payment method, then Facebook will say GST, and then there will be this term which says optional in brackets. So for running Facebook ads, you really don't require to have a GST number. It's absolutely optional. I personally prefer adding the GST number so that I can take the rebate in future. Because like even today, when I launched some ad, like it was having the budget of 12,000 rupees, 12,000 something, and Facebook actually told me that after adding the taxes, it's going to be around 14,000. So I am paying like 2,000 rupees tax for running a 12,000 rupees ad. So it's really like it's kind of an advantage of having a GST number, including it in your Facebook ad account, so that you can take the rebate in future. All right. So the next question. Da, da, da. So Akshay says, "What are the reliable alternative available to AliExpress?" I would go for CJ Dropshipping, and I would go for Zen Drop. So these are the two alternatives for AliExpress at the moment. All right. So da, 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 da. What's the next question? Oh, that's an interesting one. Suman says, "What is your untold strategy for market research? What do you do after choosing any product?" Uh, For market research, what I usually do is I like to go to Google first, Google Trends, and I like to check whether whatever I'm planning to do is actually trending or not, whether it's having the right data or not. Because I am somebody who relies a lot on the data. So usually what I do is I go on Google Trends. I'm having a proper system where I try to see whether the field I want to jump in is having a proven record, proven success record or not. And once I'm sure about it, then I simply go for it. I don't wait a long time. Like what happened yesterday, I actually saw something very cool. Like it was a completely new niche for me, a completely new domain. I saw it in the daytime. I took some screenshots, and then in the night, I created a landing page for it, and I added the product, done everything, and then I simply launched the ad around 5 a.m. in the morning. So I worked whole night, and I launched my ads around 5 a.m. in the 5 a.m. in the morning. So that's how quick you need to be. If you have found something really good, then simply go for it. Don't just wait for the right time or the right day, because every day is the right day. It's completely up to you when do you want to start. All right, so the next question, which is a very common one, that minimum budget to start drop shipping. So, buddy, there is no minimum budget. It's completely up to you how much you want to invest. Shopify plans start from $29 a day, and for Facebook advertising, you can start with 300 rupees a day. So, it's absolutely up to you how much you want to invest, how many products you want to test, how many ad sets you want to test. There is no minimum budget. You can even start with 10,000 rupees in your pocket. Which shipping company is the best during this crisis? Uh, these days, I'm actually using DTDC a lot because they are providing very good delivery rate. I have tested delivery, I have tested FedEx, I have tested Express B, everyone. But at present, DTDC is working very good for me. That is like my personal experience. You have to maybe test which one is working best for you. But for me, a DTDC is working great. Hitesh says delivery versus Nimbus Post. Maybe I should start taking some commission from Nimbus Post, right? So I would definitely recommend Nimbus Post, because with Nimbus Post you have the option of choosing delivery as a shipping partner, FedEx or DTDC, or even those Shadow Fox and Blue Dart, and many more. So I would definitely recommend going for Nimbus Post. When does ecom requires teamwork? Mohammed, it's absolutely up to you. When do you want to introduce the team? Uh, from my experience, what I can say is, like I was running my first dropshipping store all alone for I think 1 year maybe, and after running it successfully for 1 year, I thought it's time to scale. Maybe it's time to add few people so that they can handle the orders for me, and I can just focus on advertising part. And once I did that, I was actually able to scale even bigger. So that is the power of a team. So if you want to scale big, then yes, go for a team. Once you know that okay, you have found the right track, the right path, then try to build a team so that you can uh, you know divide the load, and you can get some really cool positive inputs from your team members. So that is my approach towards building a team for my ecom stores. Should I test different products, or should I test different ad creatives, audience for one product? I think this guy is really confused. I will give you an answer, bro. What I usually do is I take one product, I launch at least 5 ad sets for that product inside one campaign to test multiple interests. And then inside each ad set, I have at least 2 ads with different ad copies and different ad creatives, at least two. So this is my formula. This is what I do. And that way, it gets very easy for me to find the winning combination. All right. So what's the next question? Da da da. Sahil says these days sentiments are against Chinese products, and we are getting a lot of comments regarding that. How to deal with that? Uh, that's actually a very tricky one. And yes, people do post a lot of negative comments about such products. What I do know, there are very limited things which you can do. So what I usually do is I simply hide those comments instead of deleting them, because of the simple reason that if you will delete them, it will work on the engagement. It will give a sort of negative engagement on your ad. I simply hide that. Go to your Facebook page and simply block the word China, Chinese in that. Because see, we all know that most of the products which are there in the market, whether you accept it or not, are made in China, or maybe there is some part of it which has been made in China. But my approach will be like, to switch. Like, you cannot switch in one day from, like, Chinese products to the Indian products. And but my approach will be to try and find some local alternatives, try and find some really cool local products, so that you can make this shift, so that we should never be like, dependent on the Chinese products only. Because now most of the product, like, they are not able to ship the products from China to India. So the smart dropshippers, what they are doing is they are selling the local stuff. See, dropshipping and everything like this is, if you are thinking about the long term game, if you're planning to build a brand, then dropshipping is just to give you the initial push, to give you the initial funds, initial money, and the belief that yes, this thing works. Once you know that how to sell a product, once you have tested this system, and once you have a belief in this system, then what you can do is try to build your own brand. Maybe try to partner up with people who are having some great products in India itself. Fine, like, I know that you have a team, so why don't you ask your team guys, team members, to find some people who are having some great products with them, and partner up with them, and try to get some sales for them, so that both of you can actually earn a lot of profit. So this is something which I would recommend doing. Like, find, like, have a proper team who can hunt for some great vendors, local vendors, who are having some good products, and who can actually manage the supply for you guys. So that is the only way I think we can make this shift from the Chinese products to the Indian products. Because see, what the audience is saying, that the customers are saying, they are also not wrong uh, at their end, right? So, but I know that you cannot simply jump from Chinese product to Indian products in a single day. But you can make the shift. You have to plan the shift and build a team, hire some people that who can, find some really good vendors, and you can actually partner up with them and give them an opportunity to launch their products in pan India. So in that way, you can also help a lot of people, a lot of startups, and a lot of small companies in becoming very famous and successful. And with them, even you will start growing with them. So that is one solution which I can think of. Let me know in the comments if you think that this is a good solution. Did you get sales in prepaid orders? Yes, I did. Definitely, I did. CJ increased their margin because of tariff war between US and China. Do you really recommend it? Uh, See, what are the other options? What I would say is, once you are done through the testing period, once you know that, okay, I know for sure that this product is working for me, try to hire some local fulfillment centers in USA. There are many, like, dollar fulfillment center. So use CJ just for the testing part. Once you are sure that, okay, you have got a winner, you are getting some consistent sales, simply go for the dollar fulfillment. Try to get some products shipped to them in bulk. It will help you a lot in building your brand, and you will be able to deliver your product very, very fast. And I really believe that you also want to do that, right? You want to have more and more happy customers, right? So if you want to have more happy customers, try to deliver the product to them really fast. It will increase your sales. It will increase the customer return rate on your store. The returning customers will be increased very very quickly on your store once you will try to deliver the product to them very fast. So this is what my suggestion would be. Use CJ dropshipping or any other option like AliExpress or whatever, just for the initial part, just to test the product. Once you are sure about the product, simply use a local fulfillment center so that you can deliver the order very quickly. Okay, Preetham says, bro, you have tried direct import from China in recent time. I have got some good products that are selling pretty well, but they are not available to any suppliers here in India. But my competitors are still selling them. See, Preetham, the reason why your competitors are still selling them is because they have stocked the product. So this is what most of the smart marketers have done. Even the products which I am selling, I have stocked them. I knew this thing is going to happen. I was able to predict this thing, and that is the reason why I was able to stock some items. Then there was like kind of luck which worked for me. So because of the lockdown, the items which I shipped right before the lockdown, they were all rejected. They all went into RTO, and they all came back to me. Now, because of the lockdown and because of the reason that I was living in the containment zone, I was not able to ship even a single item. So for 3 months, I was not shipping anything from my office. What I did was, I thought, let's wait, let's sit patiently, and let's see what's going to happen. Then fortunately, this thing actually worked out for me, and now the I'm having like good supply of the item because they all came back to me, and now I'm able to sell them at my own prices, the prices which I want. Most of them are selling in the on the prepaid store. So now it's actually, all the losses have been covered, and I'm actually in quite good profit. So usually people say that people look for those 15% or 20% profit. I am way above that because I just stocked the item. I played smartly, and you have to think like a businessman when you're doing this e-com, bro. Okay, so is it possible to expand in Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh? Can we ship the products from India to above listed companies? Yes, you can ship, but I haven't tested their market that much. But yes, you can definitely do that. You can use maybe ShipRocket or maybe Nimbus Post to do this. They do ship in countries other than India. ABO or CBO? Well, that is a very good question. So for me, I use ABO for product testing and I use CBO for scaling because I think CBO are way more stable than ABO. And for people who do not know what ABO and CBO is, so ABO is ad set budget optimization and CBO is campaign budget optimization. So I usually use ad set budget optimization for testing the product. Once I'm sure that yes, this product is working, this ad set is working, these interests are working, then I try to put them in a higher budget CBO, that is campaign budget optimization campaign. How did you get sales in prepaid only in India? By running some ads, bro. Try to do some smart advertising and try to have a very branded looking store. Don't just build a random drop shipping store and think that people are going to give you their money. They're going to open their wallet for you. You have to deliver value. You have to make your store presentable. You need to have a proper product page. You need to have good good ad, and also you need to have good customer reviews on your product page. So you need to make your store look like a genuine store. Okay, Sahil says perfect. I'm glad you like the answer. Can we talk about silver or brass fashion, high end jewelry? Sure, sure, sure. Like, why not? This is something, I think there are very few stores which are doing this, and I think it's having a good market. All right, so I'm actually enjoying these questions a lot. And even if you guys are enjoying it, make sure to, give me some hearts or maybe thumbs up so that I can know that, even you guys are enjoying this session. So drop a heart, give me some reaction, heart, thumbs, anything. I need some reaction from you guys. All right, so guys, give me some reaction to know to let me know that you guys are not sleeping and you are actually watching this session. Atish Kumar, strategies to increase prepaid order percentage and decrease the COD order. So it's a very simple strategy which you can use. I use Quick Funnel. So with Quick Funnel, what I do is, I have a separate order value for the prepaid orders, and I do give them a little discount if they place a prepaid order. And if they want to go for a COD, then they have to pay at least 100 rupees extra, or maybe 150 or 200 rupees extra. So once my customers see that they are actually saving some money by paying, in advance, they automatically go for prepaid orders. So you have to play smart, and instead of saying that you will have to spend more on COD, you need to use this word very carefully and try to use the word save more by paying prepaid, or paying before the order. So this is something which you need to do. You need to be very clever with what you're doing. I use Quick Funnel, KWIK funnels. So in that, in Quick Funnel, there is already an option to have different prices for both, prepaid and COD orders. Yes, bro, Monis gave a great answer, but not sure how that will be possible in the current Corona situation. I'm really not sure which one are you talking about. How to integrate Nimbus Post with Shopify? What type of documents required for registration on Nimbus Post? Shada, very basic documents, just your company proprietorship documents and your GST number. That is it. And they're already having the tutorials available on their platform, so it's very easy to connect. Nimbus Post on your Shopify store. Once you will register for Nimbus Post, you will be able to see a proper video tutorial. And I think you can connect your Shopify store to Nimbus Post in like maybe 5 minutes. That's it. And in case you face some issues, then you can definitely approach their support team, and they will be there to help you out with it, because they are having a very proactive team. Uh, do your customer build and edit your okay? Do you custom build and edit your theme to design your website? If yes, are coding skills needed to do so? No, bro, no. I am absolutely zero when we talk about coding. I have no knowledge of coding. I do not do any coding, and trust me, with Shopify, you really do not require to learn any sort of coding. Anybody with a proper working internet connection and a credit card can start a Shopify store, and you can start selling from day one. You do not need to have any sort of coding skills. Bro, your RTO management system available in details in your e-commerce university? That's a good question, bro. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more videos on that. But I think, yes, there are a lot of tips which I have shared inside e-commerce university regarding RTO. And what we usually do is, if even if my any of my student actually faces some challenge or maybe some question regarding RTO or anything like that, so he or she usually post it in the group, and then I try to answer those questions personally. So that way it becomes very easy for them to understand whether what is the exact answer for their question, right? Where I find suppliers in India, go to India Mart. That's the best place, bro. All right, so you got this, you got this. Thank you so much, thank you so much, Charles. For POD in USA, Printify is good. Yes, Printify is good. You can also go for Pillow Profits. They are doing a great job. There are many companies, and if you are actually interested in learning more about the options for POD, you should definitely enroll inside e-commerce university. And if you're already a member, then make sure to go through the complete POD section, because I am having a proper section on POD inside e-commerce university, and I'm also planning to add some more videos regarding POD. So do you recommend ClickFunnels instead of Shopify? I have tried to contact them with a few questions, but their support is very poor. See, yes, I know their support is kind of slow, but then what can we do? Like there are very limited options available in India when we talk about building funnels, or when we talk about playing this smart game. So what I would recommend is go for Shopify for testing the products, and once you think that you are having like one or two or three winners, then keep running the ads on Shopify store, but also test them on a quick funnel page, so that if it works for you there, then it can, like, you are, instead of having just one store, you're having two successful stores with you. So that is what I would recommend. How many products of t-shirts in new store for initial should we test? So initially you can start with just 25 designs on your store. That is my belief. I might be wrong, but this is something which I usually do. I start with at least 25 designs on my store. How to deal with fake RTO remarks by delivery or express B? That is a very good question, and I think I have already answered that, but I will repeat it again for people who have just joined in. So I use Nimbus Post. They are having a IVR system for the NDRs. So what I usually do is I ask my calling guys to uh, call using the IVR of Nimbus Post. So what happens is the call automatically gets recorded there. So if there is anything which is wrong from the delivery guy's side, so it's going to be recorded. You will be able to understand your customer's problem in during that call, and then you can give that recording. Like you can share that recording with the Nimbus guys because it's already there on their system, right? So try to use Nimbus Post and use their IVR system. They have recently introduced that, and it's actually working great for us. Like it has helped us in reducing the number of these fake RTOs, because yes, it's true, they do happen. I was getting fake RTOs with my prepaid orders. So what else can I say? How to deal with, again, same question. Nice question. So this one is for Somedeep. All right, so guys, I think I have answered all your questions, and I really enjoyed this session. If you are having any quick question for me, these are the last 5 minutes. So make sure to post it in the comments so that I can answer your questions. Sir, if we sell t-shirts around 10, then how can we be profitable? Because Facebook will take $7 to $8 for acquiring and acquiring a customer acquisition, and product itself will cost around $7 or $8. So if you are a member of Ecommerce University, then I have actually shared a cool trick to handle this exact problem. If you're not a member of Ecommerce University, make sure to register for it. Okay. Secondly, do not sell a T-shirt for such low profit till the time you haven't seen my training on selling a T-shirt. Like till the time you haven't seen my $1 million case study inside Ecommerce University. Once you go through the POD section of Ecommerce University, then you will be able to realize that there are so many things which you can do with your print on demand store, and you will always end up having a good profit margin with you. So make sure to be to see the POD section of Ecommerce University. And if you're not a member, then trust me, this can actually save you a lot of money. So just invest some amount in learning, just invest some amount in yourself, and make sure to watch this particular section that is called print on demand mastery inside e-commerce university. It's going to be a game changer for you. Delivery service is very poor. I definitely agree with you. Customers didn't even get any call from the courier boy, and they marked them as RTO. That is the reason why I'm asking you to use the IVR system, because this is something very common, and you will be able to deal with this problem. My team called the customer and they told that they didn't receive any call. I can actually relate with you. It happened with me for the prepaid orders, and it also happened with me for like there is something strange which I just shared. during the beginning of this session that I actually got some prepaid orders, and they were not able to deliver the prepaid orders. And then one of the delivery guy actually went to my customer around 6:30 a.m. in the morning to deliver the item, and that is the reason why he did not accept the order, although it was a prepaid order. So these delivery guys can actually mess things up. So you have to use the automated IVR. Can we sell Trump in UNO design, or will it create any problem? Or you should definitely try and sell Trump related stuff. It sells like anything, and it's very easy to target. Last time, like during the election, US election, we also sold a lot of Trump t-shirts and Trump related merchandise. So yes, definitely go for it, and don't just sell for Trump supporters. Also, try to maybe have a proper section or maybe a different store, even for the opposition parties. Why leave any money on the table? So yes, you can actually sell products related to Trump or maybe any other member who is competing against him. I have heard that maybe like Kanye West is maybe also a participant in this one, but I'm not sure about it. So yes, go for it. Like don't worry, and try to get some really cool and new designs done. All right. So Ashish says thank you. Cool. I really enjoyed this session. Saumedeep, I use Nimbus and raise a ticket. Some got delivered, but few got RTO. We cannot do anything. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing with Indian market, bro. So, all right, guys. So, I really had a great time. I really had a great time answering these questions, and I think we should really do this more often. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a mail to you guys again for the invitation of the next one. And I'm also doing a webinar tomorrow. So, if you haven't attended any of my webinars so far, you can definitely attend my webinar. What I'll do is, I'll just drop the link of my tomorrow's webinar. That webinar is at 3 p.m. in the afternoon tomorrow, Sunday, and it's going to be on Zoom. So the topic of that webinar is how you can start your e-commerce store without any prior experience. So how you can start a successful e-commerce store, be it drop shipping, be it Indian e-com, be it print on demand. So we are going to cover all the three business models: drop shipping and print on demand and Indian e-com, how to do the product research for them, and how to run a successful e-commerce store without having any prior experience. I'm just going to drop the link of tomorrow's webinar. So it's all right. So this is a link of tomorrow's webinar, which I have just dropped in the comments. And if you want to register for my tomorrow's webinar, that is at 3 p.m., then make sure to register using this link, which I've just shared with you guys. And it's going to be like a 3 hour webinar, or maybe 2 hour webinar. So tons and tons of value is going to be shared during that webinar. So if you haven't attended any of my webinars so far, make sure to attend that. It's going to be very valuable for you. Expressly was good, but from last 7 days they are also giving fake RTO. It happens, bro. It happens. Nobody is clean. And one more thing: how do you deal with when customers ask for open delivery? Uh, I simply reject that thing. Like I tell them that no, it's not possible. That's simple. This is how I do it. There are some things where there are some times where you actually have to say no. So this is the time where you say no. Thank you so much, bro. Happy to see you. Obsession with Red Bull. Yeah, Preetham. I actually am a Monster fan. I'm not actually a Red Bull fan, but since I finished all the Monster from the shop nearby, so he already only had this one left, and I am not really a fan of this flavor though. But still, I wanted to have a Red Bull. So yeah. Okay, so this is the last question which I'm going to take. Is influencer targeting in Facebook works? Yes, it does works. It definitely works. So you just need to be sure that you are using the right ad copy, and you are having a good video creative. If you're having a good creative, trust me, almost any targeting close to your product works great. So you just like, this is a secret trick. So this is a secret trick which I'm sharing with you, that if you're actually having a good creative and if you are having a good ad copy and good product, even if you're like slightly here or there, your targeting will actually work for you and it can actually get you a lot of sales. So don't overthink about the targeting part. So, guys, I actually had a great time with this session. It's almost been an hour. So, probably I'll try and do this again next week, and make sure that you give me the feedback of today's session. And if you're having any other question for me, you can either mail it to me at, Moonis at @animusdigitalmarketing.com, or you can even, connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, or in my Facebook group, that is Ecommerce. So Ecommerce is just for you. And yeah, make sure to connect with me on Ecommerce. And which actually reminded me of something, like, I'm really sorry, some of you actually asked me some questions on my group Ecommerce. So I'm just quickly going to go through those questions, and I'm going to try and answer them in just 5 minutes. Okay, so, and guys, if you're not a member of Ecommerce, make sure to join Ecommerce. It's a Facebook group which I have, and I try to share tons and tons of value inside that group. All right. So Manav asked me a question which is like, good POD vendor for Indian ecom. So Manav, what I am doing these days is, like, at present I am not doing POD in India, but for the people who are doing it, how they are doing is, they are getting it done themselves, because that way they are able to save a lot of money. So instead of having a third party do it for you, why don't you just hire someone local to do it for you? In that way, you can get a T-shirt printed for like under 100 rupees. So a good T-shirt with a good print can be done under 100 rupees. Okay, and there was some. All right, so there was one more question. How to target audience for prepaid orders in India? The targeting is going to be the same. You just need to make your store look more professional. How to get SaaS products idea, and how do I find a team to develop it? I'm not a pro with it. I think you should contact maybe Gaurav Madan, or maybe Sumit Ghosh for the same. These two are way more experienced than me when we talk about the SaaS products. My question is regarding PayPal. If we maintain a good seller reputation in PayPal, uh, can they provide a dedicated account manager? Yes, if you're having a good reputation with PayPal, they will definitely provide you an account manager, and you really don't have to do a lot of things for that. Make sure to add the tracking number with every order you get on PayPal. The next question, which you have posted, Amir, is an, like, because I saw in a forum that a person has just been invited. It's all bullshit, bro. So simply maintain a good PayPal account. Try to resolve all the uh, disputes on your PayPal account within a day or two, and make sure to provide the tracking of all the orders which you have shipped. That way, you will be able to have good reputation with PayPal, and they will definitely, and then you can actually get an account manager in PayPal. So, guys, I really had a great time, and I really hope that you like the session. Don't forget to share your feedback with me, and you can also connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram. On Instagram, you can go for Monis Ali Official. On Facebook, just simply search me, like Monis Ali. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can simply drop your question in the comments, and I'll try to cover your questions in the next session. So until next time, have a great day, have a great weekend, and make sure that you make a lot of money this weekend.